Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's award-winning podcast, as voted by Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and listeners. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, listen back to all our previous episodes, sit back, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's episode. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. And wow, what a day it has been down at the allotment. Yes, I've actually been to the allotment. I said in yesterday's podcast that I weren't going to go to the allotment, but I woke up this morning. I'd only had a couple of pints last night, not many, and I went to the allotment because the sun was shining. I looked at the weather forecast and it had completely changed. Yesterday it said it was going to absolutely chuck it down all day and all morning and be horrible, but the sun was shining. It was fantastic. So I thought, yes, come on Ben, let's wake up and let's go to the allotment. There's always plenty to do. I don't want to waste a nice glorious day. And I'd had notification that my birdhouses had been delivered to my mum and dad's, so another reason why I wanted to go to the allotment. So I went to my mum and dad's first, and I usually pop there for coffee in the morning before going to the allotment and to catch up with them. And my mum had purchased me some bulbs. And yes, I do accept free gifts. And she'd bought me a load of summer bulbs. And the summer bulbs that she had purchased for me, forgive me if I say this wrong, because like I always say, I'm not very good at saying words that are really complicated. And it is called acid anthera. So that's one of them, and there's 100 small little bulbs of those, and then also gladioli mixed, and she'd split off about 50-60 of those for me. And yeah, I've recently built a new flower bed area on my plot, which it's been there, but it's not actually been a flower area. It's just been like a border that's never had anything in. So I thought these will be ideal to go in there. And obviously I'd put all nice compost in it, what I'd previously used for my tomato plants. I just shoved that in the borders so that it enriches the soil and adds a bit more nutrition. So I'd put all that in previously, so it was all ready for planting in really, and it was very good and easy to do. So what I did was I laid them all out like I usually do. I like to place them where I'm going to grow them and space them out evenly as can be. And so I laid them all out, and they just all fitted in this area perfectly, and it's nice and clustered as well, nice and full. So yeah, so that is going to look absolutely stunning in summer. And I'm still going to add loads of flowers in there, what I've grown from seed myself. But yeah, the more bulbs that I can get in the ground, the more they'll keep flowering year on year. And that's the plan, just to fill all my borders up with summer bulbs and spring bulbs, so that these keep repeating year after year. And all I need to do is just add some plants in myself, just to add some extra colour. So we've got all that doing. And obviously, like I said, is that my bird boxes had arrived at my parents', and I'd ordered 4 because they were 2 for $12.99 when I purchased them. I've noticed they've gone up to £13 now, but I'll drop the link in the description of this so that if anybody wants any, they can go and check them out on Amazon, where I purchased them from. And they came pretty fast, handmade ones, really good quality. And I thought I'll give one to my dad, because my dad likes birds in the garden and stuff. He feeds them all and everything and looks after them. He loves watching all the birds from his conservatory. So I thought I'll give him one to have in the garden and hopefully encourage a bird to move in. And when I got to the allotment first off this morning, all my bird feeders were empty. They were all ready for filling up. I'd seen Mr. Ratty running around eating all the scraps off the floor, but he's not causing no damage at the moment, so I'm not fussed about seeing him whatsoever. He's just getting on with his business. So we've filled the bird feeders up, and then I put up my new bird boxes. So I put 3 of them, 2 of them on the side of my shed where I can see when I'm walking down to the allotment, and 1 just around the corner of my shed as well, so that I can see them when I'm walking into the shed and into the polytunnel. So we put them up, not thinking anything about it. I just put them up and left them to it, and I'd posted a selfie on Facebook and Instagram saying what a glorious day it is, and I'm so glad I came down and that it's not raining like it was forecast. 10 minutes later, after I've posted that picture, the heavens absolutely opened. It were like sleet, snow, it were horrendous. And you just feel bad sometimes when you post a picture saying how glorious it is, and then it completely changes the weather. But never mind. So we got all them bulbs in, which was the main thing that I wanted to get done. And then I thought, well, I best go in the polytunnel and carry on with that job, because that's on my job list for this week. Like I say, I always create a job list of tasks that I want to do while I'm off, and that being one of the priorities of getting it sorted. So I were in there tidying away, and then my dad shouts me. I weren't expecting him to come down because he was absolutely belting it down, but he's got a greenhouse on his plot as well, so he can go in his greenhouse when it's raining. So yeah, so I just heard this, Ben, and I like ran out of my polytunnel just to see what were the matter, and he says, the blue tits, they found them already. And I'm like, you're joking me, it's not April Fool's Day. And by amazement, I went out and I stood away from the bird boxes and just watched, and a blue tit came out of the bird box. I was like, wow, he's moving fast. Obviously it is nesting time around now, so it's perfect time to get up them bird boxes and get them all ready. So if you're wanting to attract blue tits into your garden, now is the perfect time to buy a bird box. Like I said, the link's in this description to the one that I purchased, because sometimes you've got to be careful with them, because they've got to be the right size hole and everything. So I ran out, I was recording, I've filmed it, I've put it on my Facebook page, I've put it on my Instagram page, I've put it on my YouTube page, I've put it on my TikTok of these blue tits moving into the bird boxes, and they're being 2 of them are being used. I think it might be the same blue tit popping in and out of both of them, but I did sit and watch, and he was taking moss in and out of it and twigs and stuff like that. So maybe he's building 2 nests, maybe he's got 2 women on the go, who knows. But he's making the nest ready for them to lay some eggs in there, which is absolutely fantastic. I really can't believe it. Like, within 1 hour of putting these bird boxes up, I have blue tits moving in already, and you can tell by how excited I sound on this podcast. I really can't believe how fast they've done and moved in. I'm so excited now. I just wish I had like a bird camera watch that I could watch the blue tits, but obviously you need Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to be sitting and watching and recording, so expect lots and lots of pictures of these blue tits moving in and out of the little bird boxes. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. And this is what I am working on so hard at the moment at the allotment for wildlife. And obviously I do all my spring bulbs for the bees, that is my main thing, and for all the insects, that's one main thing. And then obviously I've put my pond in this year, and I've got all my frog spawn in there ready for the froggies to come. And the next on the list was to sort out the birds. So I went out and got all the bird feeders, I've got the suet hanging up, I've got the bird nuts, I've got mealworms, I've got everything that to attract the birds down there. And wow, they've certainly been eating through them bird feeders. It's certainly going to cost me a lot to keep them bird feeders filled, but hopefully we can keep them filled and we can keep the birds coming down to the allotment. So that is the plan for that. So yeah, we've got the bird feeders down there, and the reason why I'm wanting to attract the birds is because obviously the birds will eat all the grubs, all the slugs, and it's a natural defence to eat them slugs up, rather than using slug pellets. While the birds are flying around, they'll pick all the grubs off the fruit trees and stuff like that, all the ants and anything that they'll see creeping around, they'll eat them all up. So that's one of the reasons why I'm attracting the birds as well. And then obviously I thought I'd get some birdhouses up. Little did I know that they'd move in within 1 hour. Wow, that is absolutely outstanding. I think that's a record. But yeah, I'm so happy with that right now. The next job will be to look at getting butterflies onto the allotment. That is the main next thing to do. So I'm going to be doing quite a bit of research on what attracts butterflies, what flowers attract them, and obviously I know there's buddleia. That's a good thing for attracting butterflies. So we're going to be looking at different ways of getting the butterflies onto the allotment. So hopefully we'll be sharing lots of butterfly pictures. So if anybody knows any way of attracting butterflies to the allotment, so please do let me know. And then once we've got the butterflies, the next thing after that will be the hedgehogs. I'm going to desperately try and work out a way of getting hedgehogs onto the plot, so I need to research that a lot and possibly get in touch with the Wildlife Trust to see ways and means of getting hedgehogs onto the allotment and encourage them to come down. So yeah, that is the next main things, and maybe even bats. I've got a tree at the top of my plot, and I might even get some bat boxes put up, because that would be fantastic, getting the bats to come, because again they eat all the grubs and all the slugs and stuff like that. So to get bats on the plot would be absolutely amazing, and obviously it'd make it a conserved area if we had bats down as well, so it makes it more protected. And I'm so excited by all this, as you can tell. So yeah, we obviously got all the wildlife done, and getting back to the polytunnel, I've cleaned all the polytunnel out now. All the rubbish has gone, it's all swept out. The last thing I need to do is get it all disinfected and get it all cleaned. So that might be a job for Friday, because I'm on night shift Friday, so I don't want to do anything too exerting on Friday, so I might do that job on Friday. And tomorrow's job, hopefully if the weather is decent, I'm going to build the rest of my pond, getting all the bricks around it and all the stone and making it look nice and fancy. And hopefully as well, if it isn't raining, I will be painting some of my beds up and getting all them painted and starting to get it all looking fantastic now, because we are catching up. I am so ahead this year, it's outstanding. I really am so far ahead. It's going to be a fantastic year if I can stay at it like I am doing and keep gardening, as I keep saying. I will have a fantastic looking allotment, and I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you this year and sharing my journey with you, because this year has been absolutely amazing down at the plot. So yeah, hopefully over the coming times we are going to have so much wildlife down there. It's going to be so beautiful to see, and the more birds I get down to the plot, I'm going to start getting even more bird feeders down, because why not? Obviously I can get as many bird feeders down there, it's just a case of keeping them filled up regularly. So we'll have to look into maybe getting some more if we do get things up and running. So yeah, let me know, are you one for attracting birds to your garden? What birds do you get? I've only seen blue tits, sparrow, and I think they might be like they're black and white, so I think they might be wagtail type birds, but who knows, they have got a big tail on them, so maybe that's why they're called a wagtail. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with that now and see what wildlife we get down there. So everything's going to plan this week. I'm getting absolutely loads done. I didn't have a day off like I was planning to intend to. We just got everything sorted and everything looking fantastic. And I got to see my plot neighbour as well. He popped down and I was showing him the birdhouse, and he was amazed by it, seeing all the blue tits popping in and out of it. So yeah, it's good to share and good to spread the word, and that's what I like to do, encourage other people to do the same as well. So if you're looking at getting a birdhouse, do click that link in the description and it'll take you to Amazon and you will be able to find it yourself to purchase. So that is it today. It's been a pretty shorter podcast than usual. I've not got much else to say to you today, but we will be back with another podcast tomorrow. If you've not checked out my other podcast channel, go and check out Gardening and Allotment Tips. There's over 50 episodes on there. I need to record some more episodes from there as well. They're just talking about specific topics in general, and everybody seems to be enjoying them. It's got over 100 subscribers on Spotify, so there's quite a lot of people listening to it. So yeah, I am enjoying things, and obviously I share all my videos on YouTube as well, and I've been posting more and more videos on YouTube at the moment. So if you're not following me on YouTube, go and check out Gardening with Ben, where I'm sharing lots and lots of videos at the moment. I'm even on TikTok, Gardening with Ben. I don't know how TikTok works. I'm no good at dancing, so it won't be no dancing videos or singing videos, just things what I'm doing down at the allotment. So if you do enjoy my content, please do give me a follow. Until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts. Feel free to share them on your Instagram stories so that it spreads the word about my podcast and we get lots more listeners. Feel free to check out my social media sites, Facebook and Instagram as well, Gardening with Ben, and also my YouTube channel, to stay up to date with all my handy videos, how-to videos, and sharing my tips and advice. And feel free to check the link as well in the description for my Gardening with Ben t-shirts. Lots of funny gardening design t-shirts in there for you to purchase at great prices too. So thanks again, and as always, remember, keep smiling and keep gardening.